Hey, what's up, team? This is Eddie Gray, and I am that Logic Pro guy. Welcome to the channel. So stoked about this opportunity to be able to work with you. Today, we're going to be looking at the auto sampler to give you a logic hack that just might help you out on so many levels. So here we are. We're looking at Opus by East West, right? And what I've done is I've pulled up one of my favorite libraries here. They've got a lot of great stuff. I've been a subscriber for what seems like forever now, and so I'm going to go ahead and pull up big hits inside of Percussive Adventures, and I want to use these sounds on the go because got a lot going on. I have to produce while inside of an Uber or something like that. Maybe you're playing a show, and so we want to take these sounds, create our own sampler instrument, and then we want to be able to do what we do best, which is music production. So here we go. This is how we do it. The sound is ready to go on an instrument slot. From there, you instantiate auto sampler, which is inside of Logic. I believe it's under utility auto sampler. Now bear in mind, this is only going to work if you put this in the right place. So this is not an instrument, it is theoretically an audio effect. So here we go, we pulled auto sampler up, and you can see the range here on Opus for this specific instrument is C1 all the way over to F, right? So C1 and F4. So I'm going to set that as my range start, C1, and then the range end is F4. And so this specific library is just a bunch of hits. Check this out. You just need maybe 1, 2, or 3 velocity samples to create a sense of realism. I'm going to sample every single semitone because I want to capture each sample, like this one and that one and that one, so on and so forth. Now this doesn't have round robin capabilities. If it did, you would see an RR tag here on Opus, and so because it doesn't have any round robin, we're just going to go ahead and dismiss that. But inside of sustain, I want to make sure that I choose the right choice here because I want this to sustain out for at least 10 seconds. Let's listen. Like that probably only needs 4 or 5 seconds, but what about this? And so to play it safe, I think probably 8 seconds will do. Again, velocity layers, I want 3. I want very soft, medium, and then hard. All right, so that's cool. That is working for me. In terms of the auto loop section, we're not necessarily working with anything that has a definitive loop, so we're going to dismiss that. And now the last thing is just check out the input gain. I'm going to hit this as hard as I can, and I seem to be getting a healthy level no matter what. So from here, I'm going to go ahead and hit sample, and we will fast forward in time. And remember, the goal is to take these instruments from this desktop computer and take them over to my laptop so we can use these instruments while we're on the go. Now, of course, you could just get your iLok and put it on there as well and do all that authorizing, but that may take a lot of time, energy, money, resources. So let's go ahead and do away with that. All right, so here we go. Let's sample. All right, so here we are. I'm going to put away Opus. We'll bring up auto sampler. Looks like everything was done accordingly. And so now the only thing left to do is to open up a new software instrument and to simply instantiate sampler. Once you do that, click on the down arrow menu here and then go down to auto sampled and look for the category. I called this big hits. And now when I play this, it's all good. So if I go into mapping and I go into this screen down here, you can see how deeply this was actually sampled. You've got 1, 2, 3 velocity sensors. So if I hit this really soft, it'll be triggering one sample. If you hit that really hard, it'll be triggering the next sample, right? You see how it's triggering just that portion there. And so you could have done 5 samples, 7 samples, whatever the case may be. Of course, this is going to add up in terms of hard drive space as well, so just be wary of that. All right, in terms of the file path, you want to go to users, you want to go to your name, music, audio music apps, and then inside of sampler instruments, that's where the EXS file is going to be saved. And that is going to work in tandem with the actual samples that are saved within this folder here. And so here, all the samples that were gathered in AIFF form. And so every time you're using that instrument, it's referring to those samples. And so now I'm going to copy these onto an external drive, and I'm going to copy them onto a laptop. And so I'll see you there. On the far right side here, you can see big hits. Those are the samples. Here is the .exs file. Inside of Mac, users, whatever your name is, music, you want to go all the way up to audio music apps. And within the sampler instrument, go ahead and insert the EXS file. Okay, after that, go into samples, drag the corresponding samples. Let's open up Logic Pro. You can see it's already open, and I'm instantiating sampler once again on another computer that doesn't have the iLok system. This is just a travel computer, and so I don't authorize plugins here, but this is something that I like to do just as a quick fix. And so then I open up sampler, okay, and then inside of auto sampled, here is big hits, and let's take a listen. All right, team. Hey, thank you so much. This is Eddie Gray signing off. If you're loving the channel, go ahead and subscribe. You know what time it is. Wanted to say thank you so much for supporting us. We just hit 250,000 views on YouTube, and I have you to thank. Let's go for 250,000 more, 500,000 more, a million more, and I will catch you guys on the next one. Thank you so much. I'll see you later.